Church, in the eternal words of Lil' Kim, this second part of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion had it going on. What? I got my notes. I hope y'all got yours. Let's get on into this damn mess. Alright, y'all, so let's jump right on in it. Now, to my returning church members, baby, welcomes. And to all my new people, please make sure to smash that subscribe button and to also click that bell notification so you are notified every time I decide to upload a video. Now, baby, listen, my outfit today is giving y'all ghetto superstar. Ghetto superstar, that is what you are. Coming from afar, reaching for the stars. Wait, let me stop before they hit my video with a copyright infringement, baby, and take all the money, okay? Now listen, let's get on into our docket and let's talk about Gizelle, Candiace, and this aftermath of them going back and forth over this Chris situation. Now listen. Truthfully, y'all, I just brought up this topic because I couldn't have the video without not talking about it. But honestly, I really feel that we've reached, as far as we can go on this journey between Gizelle and Candiace, okay? At a certain point in time, you need the belle of the ball to have the rest of the damn conversation, honey. So listen, y'all need to page Chris for part 3. And once y'all get Chris, we can continue talking about this damn Gizelle, Candiace, Chris situation. But we have reached our conclusion with how far Gizelle and Candiace can go without Chris. Now let's move on to Gizelle's lack of storyline and her hysterectomy. Now listen, I believe in starting with the good, all right? I think that it is wonderful that Gizelle, showed her hysterectomy on the show. I think that she has helped a lot of women and she will help a lot of women who are probably going through similar situations, okay? And the reason why people went up for her so much with her showing this is because this is one of the most real things that we have seen from Gizelle in a very long time, okay? And people love authenticity. People love when you're not just dancing around in other people's storylines and you actually have one of your own, right? Now, with that being said, okay, when Gizelle and Andy tried their when Candiace and Andy tried their damn hardest to try to get that lady to realize, okay, that she spends most of her time on this show giving as little as possible from her own storyline and doing the Dougie and everybody else's storyline, Mama couldn't give nothing but bewildered. Mama was giving confused, and Mama was giving basically that comprehension was flying over the cuckoo's nest that was her bouffant, okay? Now listen, you can't be on a show for this long without showing your actual life, okay? Gizelle gets by on sheer luck, in my opinion, okay? Sheer luck, sheer cheekbones, sheer beauty, okay? And then I got to thinking about it because my head was hurting so much in terms of why does Gizelle not realize that she basically sits on this show and does the minimal, okay? And then listen, an Oprah aha moment descended upon my ass, okay? Gizelle sits on the Real Housewives of Potomac with the same confidence that Kandi Burruss sits on the Real Housewives of Atlanta with, okay? Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. Gizelle sits on the Real Housewives of Potomac with the same confidence as Kandi Burruss sitting on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, let's be very clear, okay? Kandi Burruss does not need the Real Housewives of Atlanta, okay? At this point, Kandi got her own money, her own businesses, her own empire, okay? Kandi is still on the Housewives in order to promote her businesses because she makes a good, central, stable character and because her and the network see each other, okay? If the Real Housewives of Atlanta ended tomorrow for Kandi Burruss, nothing in that lady's life would change, okay? And I can't say the same for Gizelle Bryant because the dynamics are different, okay? In Gizelle's situation, Gizelle needs the network more than the network needs Gizelle. And y'all mark my words on this one, okay? Whenever there is a power imbalance, okay? I don't care whether it's the entertainment industry, whether it's the business industry, whether it's your damn corporate 9-to-5 job. Whenever there is a power imbalance, your ass has to perform, okay? You can only get by on your charisma, on your personality, on your looks for oh so long. Eventually, the note comes due and your ass has to perform, all right? Now, Gizelle, God help you when that note comes due because you've given the people much ado about nothing. So at the point in time when that damn note comes due, do, girl, you gonna have to perform like Joe Jackson is your damn daddy, okay? So listen, all I got to say is 4, 3, 2, 1, chicka. Dude, that's that all for you. Okay, I got off track. Okay, I was doing good for a second, y'all. Listen, Gizelle, you gonna have to do better in terms of your storyline. You getting by on sheer luck for right now, but girl, eventually that note is going to come due, and you gonna have to start dancing. So, listen, everything is cool until it's not. So good luck, Gizelle, with your lack of storyline. Hopefully, some of that bewilderment will be like a little bit dissipated, and you will understand that in order to stay on this show, you can't just be dancing around in everybody else's life. You got to do the work as well. Now let's move on. And let's talk about Wendy versus Mia, right? So at long last, yeah, they did talk about it, down to Miami, but at long last we have the reunion altercation, the reunion, battle between Wendy, Mia, and this damn drink throwing at the table. Now let's level set here, okay? Mia's behavior towards Wendy at that table was deplorable, okay? It was deplorable. It was disgusting. Mama reached back into the depths of loving hip hop and basically channeled her in a loving hip hop when she threw that drink in Wendy's direction, okay? Disgusting behavior. Nothing that was discussed at that damn table warranted Mia having that damn response, okay? Let's level set there. Now, the interesting conversation that I found in the situation was that Wendy said that when she went to Mia's room to discuss it and to basically dead the issue, she was doing it mostly because she wanted to dead it for the group, okay? How wonderful is that in terms of you putting your own self and your own feelings, to the side for the benefit of the larger whole? And isn't that what black women do, honey? Put everybody else on their damn back, even when a damn other black woman is the one that was disrespecting them. So kudos to Wendy. Now, Wendy, listen, I'm going to give you the benefit, mama, but we also got to give you just a little bit of pushback, okay? Because you went to that lady in a very, very wonderful way and tried to dead it for the group. But then later on that night, y'all had the battle of who touched whose coochie. So I don't know if that takes away from, your altruistic behavior in terms of trying to do the best that you could for the group. But it does just make me say, in the situation, just a tad, okay? But listen, you said that tequila played a role, and I've only had tequila maybe twice in my life, and all I could do was just do a little bit of sip because that thing is strong. So I would imagine that if your ass was taking tequila shots and playing who touched whose coochie and touch my coochie and touch me tender, love me tender, don't treat me cruel, then maybe some things could pop off that might detract from, the wonderfulness of you setting your own feelings aside for the betterment of the group. Now, in going with that conversation in terms of Wendy and Mia, we kind of lead into the conversation of bringing in the green-eyed bandits into the conversation, right? It goes without saying, and it goes without fail, that Robin and Gizelle, y'all, when pushed to the limits of trying to get y'all to be decent, y'all disappoint us every damn time, okay? The thing I can't take is this. Listen, if you gonna stand on your morals on Monday, then you need to stay 10 toes down on them same morals on Tuesday through Sunday, okay? Let's level set there. If you gonna stand on your morals on Monday, then baby, you should be 10 toes down on them same morals Tuesday through Sunday, okay? Let's talk about it. With the Monique versus Candiace situation, right, from, yesteryear, okay? Monique was the aggressor. Candiace was the victim. The green-eyed bandits came to the defense of Candiace, the victim, okay? In the situation between Mia and Wendy, Mia was the aggressor. Wendy was the victim. Y'all came to the defense of Mia, the aggressor, instead of the victim, Wendy, right? Not because Wendy was wrong in the situation, because you just did not like that lady. If you gonna stand on your morals on Monday, then you better stand 10 toes down on them same morals Tuesday through Sunday. That's all I'm saying, okay? Keep the same energy. You cannot tell me, baby, that there isn't a way for, even if you don't like that lady, even if she's not your cup of tea, that you can't recognize that she went through a traumatic experience that she shouldn't have been in. She was placed in a position that she shouldn't have been in. And just because of that does not mean, just because of that and just because you don't like her, doesn't mean that you can't take her side in the situation. You can support somebody from afar. I support many people from afar. Just because I don't fool with you doesn't mean I can't see that you were right in a certain situation and that you have rights. You're a person and you shouldn't have been treated that way. So listen, Gizelle and Robin, y'all need to do some damn soul searching, okay? Because listen, if you're going to stand on your morals on Monday, baby, you better stand on them Tuesday through Sunday, and that's all I'm saying, and we're going to move on from there. Now, let's talk about this colorism panel, right? And so, first and foremost, I think it's wonderful that they had it, right? This is the first time on reality TV that I've actually seen a show talk about colorism and how it's, affected them, from the black community, from slavery up to, the current day and its iterations there. So kudos to Andy, the producers, the panel of women that spoke in terms of the actual housewives. I thought it was a wonderful conversation, right? Secondly, I really liked that Andy excused himself, right? Because if you think about it, the optics in 2023 of a white man leading a panel of black women in talks of colorism as it affects the black community and the Real Housewives of Potomac wouldn't have gone over well, right? So I think it was great, foresight, great planning that he let the ladies moderate themselves right now. Let's get that all out of the way, right? In terms of the conversation itself, they had two main arguments or two main things that they talked about, right? Number one, Candiace tried to make the argument that colorism is the reason why she gets treated differently as opposed to Robin for the same type of behavior, right? She says that she's emotional, she's fit to basically have emotional responses to things, she's quick to anger and stuff, and at times Robin can be the same way, but because Candiace says that she's of a darker hue, she gets more harassment, more vitriol, more, malignment because of her dark skin versus Robin and her light skin. Now, if we're going to have the conversation, right, and we're going to keep it absolutely 100, then baby, we have to keep it absolutely 100, all right? Candiace has a wit, Candiace has a vocabulary, Candiace has an educational background that many people would envy, okay? But also, Candiace has a much more abrasive personality than Robin does, okay? And in this situation, honestly and truthfully, I'm like Ashley, okay? I truly believe that your treatment as it relates to your emotional responses has less to do with colorism and more to do with your personality as a whole. Now, y'all could, agree or disagree, feel free, okay? But that's how I feel. I was pretty much on Ashley's side. But listen, the second part of that conversation is actually the most important, right? Because Ashley, as the representative of the lighter skinned women of the panel, basically said, listen, I recognize my privilege as a lighter skinned woman. I recognize my privilege as a lighter skinned woman, and I see you as a darker skinned woman, right? I see you, I recognize you, I understand the privilege. And I think that was the most important piece of it, right? Because at the end of the day, what Wendy and Candiace really wanted was to be seen and was to be heard, right? You cannot solve the entire problem of the black community and the Real Housewives of Potomac as it relates to colorism in a 5 to 10 minute segment. I'm sorry, it's not possible, right? So I think that portion where they saw them, where Wendy and Candiace felt seen, I think that was a wonderful and a beautiful starting point with which to have future conversations, right? So in terms of the whole colorism panel, I thought there were good points, I thought there were bad points, but I'm extremely glad that they had the conversation to begin with, and it was on such a public forum with which to start a conversation, hopefully worldwide. Now let's move on to Jacqueline and Mia. Now, they only lightly got on into this, and I'm probably going to have to save most of my commentary for next week or whatever. But the thing that really troubles me the most with the Jacqueline and Mia breakdown is that this was a 30-year friendship, okay? Say what you want about the issues that they had. This was a 30-year friendship. 3-0, okay? Reality TV tends to take things from people. It either takes, your marriage, your friendships, or hell, your peace of mind, or a combination of all three, right? And it sucks that they seem to be pretty good friends, albeit it was a weird relationship before all of this. But, relationships come in every different shape and size or whatever, right? So first off, I'm just sad that a 30-year friendship, has to end so publicly, right? Second off, I think I've said this, mostly on TikTok, since I haven't really talked about Potomac on YouTube that much. But what it seems to me in terms of the breakdown between Jacqueline and Mia is that it's a case of that there have been no boundaries for the lifetime of the friendship, okay? For the lifetime of y'all's friendship, there were never any boundaries. Then y'all get on the show, Gizelle and company make Mia feel some ways tired about her relationship with Jacqueline and how they're proceeding. Mia tries to create boundaries. And I'm not saying that you can't create boundaries in your situation. I'm just saying that when you haven't had boundaries for so long and then you create them all of a sudden, it can be jarring to the other person. So you have to have communication, right? And it just seemed like a comedy of errors. What could go wrong did go wrong, okay? And it seems like whenever Mia gets into a situation, she talks first and thinks later, right? There is no reason that when you and Jacqueline was sitting at that damn table down to, I believe it was Miami when, the big argument happened or whatever. And y'all were in a war of words, right? And Jacqueline says, you seem a bit tight. You need you some D, okay? Was it a bad thing to say? Absolutely. But in the grand scheme of things, it was mundane. It was a mundane conversation between friends, right? But the problem is Mia went for the jugular, okay? You can't tell me that in a 30-year friendship, there are not things that you know that you can talk about and that you cannot talk about, okay? And Mia basically chose violence, okay? Jacqueline may have gone low, but Mia went straight to hell, okay? When she basically said that you need to close your legs to married men, okay? If my best friend did that to me, we'd have to have a damn best friend symposium and have a come to Jesus moment in terms of what we can talk about publicly and what we can't talk about publicly. So listen, it seems like between Jacqueline and Mia, it's going to be a battle of Pandora's boxes. And I guess we can thank the spirit of Monique for bringing that whole binder thing into the situation, because it seems like they got receipts on each other. But all in all, it's sad to see a 30-year friendship dissolve in such an ugly way where y'all are basically going to be pulling up receipts to defame and slander and slander, libel, defame, and basically put each other's character down to the whole damn ground. So it seems like, mutually assured destruction. What do they say about revenge? When you dig one grave for me, baby, you better dig two. And y'all, I think that's really all I wanted to talk about on this video. So if you liked what I said, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all social media at DatDamnDasher. And until next time, y'all, bring on part 3 of this reunion, this dissolution between Jacqueline and Mia and the damn men. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.